Bienvenidos a Síncopas, el acento de tu nueva música favorita. Hoy me acompaña en esta charla virtual una de las bandas nuevas increíbles, Canons, que de hecho nos van a acompañar aquí en México el próximo 23 de octubre. Entonces, vamos a saludarlos. Hi, Canons, how are you doing?
Hey, doing great. How's it going?
Okay, now let's just talk about first about your new album, Everything Glows. What could you tell us about it?
Yeah, so it's been out for about 2 months now. Correct me if I'm wrong. 2 months, right, guys?
I think you're right. Yeah, at least 2 months.
Yeah, we've been touring it and enjoying playing a lot of these new songs live. And just got back home from tour and are excited to, do like a second leg of tour and finally play a headline show in Mexico.
Oh yeah, we're excited. We are waiting. We're very excited, and I want to talk about Everything Glows. How was the process of building these sonic landscapes that we can hear in this album? I mean, it's incredible because now I read you were able to focus only on creating the music. Totally.
Yeah. No touring or being on the road while we were working on most of this album. So, creating the sonic landscape, if you guys want to talk more on that part and production, different things.
Yeah, Ryan Paul, wanna?
I feel like it kind of went song by song. Like everyone's a little different, so they require different instrumentation, I would say. But we also decided from the beginning that we're gonna like actually utilize our major label connections, and we brought in like an orchestra and some more musicians on to kind of flesh out the sound a little bit.
Yeah, I can hear there are a lot of instrumentation. How do you decide which kind of sounds fit each song? Because I can say, like, for instance, in I Get Weak, I hear a lot of layers of instrumentations, synths, a lot of layers of voices. And how do you decide which sounds fit each song?
I don't know, really. It's kind of organic, like it just feels that way as we're doing it. So like it comes naturally, I feel like.
Now that you have yeah, Michelle.
I was gonna say when like when you hear the right sound that fits in the song properly, I think.
Yeah. I don't think I ever go into a production and I'm gonna do this or like it's gonna sound like this. It's kind of just comes as it goes.
So how's the dynamic between the you three? You discuss, or you just feel in the moment? Let's improvise, and this fits well. This is gonna be a new song.
I think a combination of both. We spent a lot of time going into our publishing studios. Our publishing company studio, and we kind of when we meet up, we discuss like what we're feeling, what we each feel like doing for the day, and we wouldn't make any like strict guidelines or anything because I feel like you need that freedom for creativity, for things to be able to blossom. So we made sure to make that space and share things we were inspired by, things we might want to try, but we didn't let it hold us back or box us in from anything.
Ryan, do you want to say something?
Yeah, I think more or less what Paul and Michelle actually just spoke about. I think like as you listen to music, as you get older, even when you're listening to music as a kid and your teens, and as you get older, you listen to things that gravitate towards you because they move you in a certain way, they make you feel a certain way. And I think those things that you like get processed in your subconscious. And when we're writing, it's not like we're necessarily, like Michelle said, we don't really want to go in there and be like, okay, today we're going to write a song that sounds just like, a band that we really like. But those feelings that we evoke as, listening to music get stored in your subconscious, like I said, and they come out in our music. So I think there's things that we know will work in certain songs. And there's obviously things that won't work. Like the vibe of I Get Weak, it doesn't really call for like a heavy metal kind of guitar
No, no,
or
no.
anything like super, sonically like brutal. So I think, we just channel the vibe and we just roll with it and try things. We throw spaghetti at the wall, see what works and what doesn't. But for the most part, I think it's like a subconscious feeling that comes out of us.
Yeah, I can tell because I will describe like this album has a very specific vibe. I can say that this album it's the perfect soundtrack for a night drive just around the city. And I want to ask you, which will you say it's the perfect setting to hear this album? For each of you, which will be the perfect setup to hear this album from first to last?
I think driving. I mean, I'd love to come up with a new space, but it's really good and it's while driving. Lots of
Ryan,
music.
Ryan, Paul.
I listened to it a lot when I was on a bike ride, and that was pretty, yeah, I think it's a given. Like our music lends itself to like night drives and stuff, but I do feel like there's a little bit more of I don't want to say like a positive feeling in the album, but the songs are a little bit faster and stuff. So I think it kind of works for daytime too. Something to just put your headphones on and escape and let it take you somewhere. I don't know.
Okay, Paul.
I was gonna say headphones, just anywhere with headphones, because you could really ingest all the sonicness.
Yeah, a lot of fun ear candy to listen to.
Yeah, you can hear everything. I'm also I like to compare the music to images, and when I hear, for example, Shine, the image of the neon lights, I hear them in Oliver's songs, because I feel like your music, it's that's just your music, a neon light that
Yeah.
it's so bright, but at the same time it's tender and warm. And I want to ask you, do you have any visual image of what would your sound would it be? Well, what could you compare your music to?
I don't know. I think that image that you have, with the neon lights is really fitting for our music. Visually, yeah, I feel like I do always see some type of like cinematic type of, it's a feeling and a visual. I don't know.
Yeah. It's just a feeling. You get a vibe with it.
But yeah, I feel like a lot of the songs I am seeing like a sky full of stars and like
Yeah.
something shiny in a dark space. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, something shiny maybe at the end, light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
in
Oh,
the sky.
that's
Um,
neat.
and that little bit of light peeking through the darkness.
Paul?
I'm gonna steal Michelle's answer.
There's no connect.
I visualize a medieval knight in all of his armor, and he's on roller skates though, and he's coming out of like a puff of smoke, but there's like this really warm purple glow on his armor.
That's nice. Also, I want to talk. You said, Paul, about the feelings you were evoking when you were writing, creating these songs. Which were those feelings that you were experiencing when creating? What were the feelings you were letting out in the songs?
I think I was more trying to channel Michelle's feelings, because she kind of goes through the most emotional roller coasters in the band. So I often try to like see through her perspective when I'm creating something or trying to find a lyric or something like that.
Hey, Michelle, where were those feelings? Where were those roller coasters?
So many of them. Yeah, I would say they're both really great at channeling different things that I'm going through, and I do have a lot of roller coasters and different things for some reason each album to pull from creatively. But I think, at the time that we started writing the album, we had just gotten back from heavy touring, and I had needed to reassess the way that I take care of myself and work, and yeah, mostly take care of myself and pay attention to things that I need physically, because I grew up as an athlete and like I just learned to not pay attention to like physical pain, different kinds of pain, honestly. So then in my life, you know, growing up as an adult, I've realized that I can put up with a lot of things, but then I'm gonna break. Something's gonna break at some point. So I kind of just was going through this realization that I needed to stop that cycle. And I think that's why a lot of the things that I gravitated towards while we were writing were messages that were kind of like relating to like a rebirth and finding a way to move through the world in a different way. Yeah, just trying to find a better way to move, so I don't keep getting into such extremely difficult situations in my life and putting up with things. So that's kind of why also I do feel like Ryan mentioned earlier that the album has kind of like an uplifting theme, positive type of theme throughout it, because I know personally that's what I was looking for, which is kind of a positive aspect in difficult situations that I was going through health-wise and recovering from different relationship things. And when we sit in the room, we do really try and focus on letting whatever needs to be written like come to us, like receiving, you know, what the songs are supposed to be about, I think. So
yeah, they feel like way. They feel like a hug.
good. Okay, that's actually what we wanted to create. The feeling for the song Shine was, you know, to make our fans and people in the audience listening to that song be able to feel like we're holding their hand, or, you know, through a situation that is lonely, and letting them know that we've been there too.
Oh, thank you very much for that. Also, I would like to ask you, you have a whole vibe on this album. What would you say it's, now that you're touring with these songs, what would you say will be the biggest challenge to bring those vibes to a live performance? Because it's always high energy, and the public, how do they receive them?
We definitely spent a good amount of time trying to create an escape from reality visually for the audience with our show. So we put a lot of love into creating just like a space, a world around our music. So the lighting, you know, the lighting feels very Cannons and very moody and very cinematic, and all those things that we feel when we listen to our music. I feel like we visually tried to do our best to create that experience for the stage setup.
Yeah. Paul, Ryan, have something to say?
I mean, nothing that you didn't say. I feel like the lighting is a big factor in our live show.
Mhm.
It's very moody and cinematic. I feel like envelopes our audience into our world. So, yeah, I think this first leg of the tour was really well received too. I feel like it was good to play the new songs for people, and they took it really, really well.
I think it's always scary at first to play new music in front of an audience and see how they're gonna react to it, but it seemed like a pretty good reaction.
Mm-hmm.
I got a chance to see you last year at Corona Capital here in Mexico City, and there I heard for the first time Starlight. It was
cool.
a preview. So I was gonna ask you, how was your experience here in Mexico for you too? For you, because it was the first time you came to Mexico, and it was actually, you were added to the lineup just weeks before it started. So how was your experience here in Mexico?
Great. It felt like it was written in the stars for us, because the week before we got asked, we had been discussing between each other. We're like, we really need to go to Mexico, and we even hit up our managers, and we were asking to go out there, and then we got, the offer. So we were very excited, and we had an awesome time. Like, I just feel like the crowd received our music so well, and like gave us such good energy, because when you're on stage, um, I feel like the energy between the audience, at least for me, between me and the audience, like I feed off of their energy. So the excitement, like, gets me more excited, and then they're more excited, and the energy was just so awesome. And all of our press interviews were so great and so much fun, and it felt like, when we were talking to different outlets and everything, that everyone was really knew what they were talking about and genuinely loved music, and spoke to us with such like care and love for music and the band, and we felt appreciated and loved it.
We love your music here in Mexico. We were asking for you for you in a very long time. Paul, Ryan, how was your experience here in Mexico?
That was a lot of fun. It was nice seeing how passionate the fans are, especially.
Yeah. They had so many signs for us.
And what do you expect from this new visit in October 24th? We're very excited to have you here again. What are your expectations? And also the fans, what can we expect different from your set at Corona Capital now that it's your own show?
Yeah, it'll definitely be more intimate, I can say.
Sure.
And yeah, what we would want to see is just feel that love again, and more canon signs. More love. Yeah. But yeah, we're just gonna, put on a show that, we've wanted to for a really long time. So it'll just feel good to be able to play our own headline show there and get to meet our fans that have been listening to us for a really long time now.
Ryan, Paul?
Yep. I think it's gonna be really great. When I went there with the band, I could definitely feel the energy and the passion in the air. And growing up listening to Depeche Mode, The Cure, and the Smiths and stuff, I realized there's such a huge fan base in Mexico for those type of bands. And I feel like it was kind of a no-brainer for us to get there and show the people of Mexico our music as well. So it's a real honor, and I think it's going to be really fun having our own headlining show there for the people. It's going to be great.
I think it's at the end of the tour too, so we might have time for sightseeing, which I'm excited for too.
Well, we can take you anywhere you want. We are very Cali, very passionate, and we can take you for tacos. It's actually been the best places.
Thank
Now,
you.
Exciting.
And just before we finish, I would like to show you something. In one of your songs, Photographs, you open up about nostalgia and love. So let me see if I can do this. I can't say where it is. I took a deep dive to your Facebook and
Like our individual Facebook?
Yeah, and shit, I can't do it. Well, let me see. Well, I'll show you on my phone.
I'm scared.
I saw this. Sorry for the long time. This photo. Oh, I don't know if you can.
Oh yeah. Shopping cart.
What were you doing there?
That's a good question. I honestly, I don't know. I think maybe there was just a shopping cart sitting in the back of that alley that we picked up and put me in, right, for the photo shoot.
That was our first photo shoot, I think, right?
It was. It was our first photo shoot with like someone that was a photographer that wasn't like inside our friend group. And yeah, like Michelle said, it was completely organic and natural. We were wandering around Los Angeles just looking for spots to shoot, and I think the photographer was like, "Oh, perfect shopping cart." Michelle jumped in and we'll wheel you around. It was a fun day. We got some really good shots. I look so different.
I know. I was a little skinnier, which I like.
Also, I have this photo right here.
Now that is the very first photo I think we ever shot as a band together.
Yep. In my old apartment.
Yeah, a projector. It was really fun. I like the way that the came out.
And I would like to ask you, it's been almost a decade since your debut album, Night Drive, was out. So what would you say it's the biggest lesson you've learned from all these years?
Wow.
Oof, that's a tough one.
Biggest lesson. Within music or life in general?
Well, the two, life and in music.
In life, I think what my mantra is personally, and I try to tell myself this all the time, it's like everything I think is gonna happen, like bad that's gonna happen, usually doesn't happen. So don't worry about it and just keep moving on. And as far as music, I think it's just important to just keep at it, even though like inspiration comes and goes. It's it's a labor of love, and it's important to not forget why you started doing it in the first place. And it's because it's something you love doing, first and foremost. And I think we try to write for ourselves, and when we write music, at the end of the day, we hope we wrote a song that we can all actually want to listen to. So we're not really writing for like a big label or anything. We're writing for us, and we're really fortunate enough to have shared our music with people that really want to listen to it.
Always back up your music, because
that's a good one.
It could disappear on a computer, and it could get messed up, and you might have to redo half the album.
Do you remember back when we would write music, and like occasionally your computer would crash? Mm-hmm. And I eventually we got to like the point where you wrote on like a Post-it note, save it, and you stuck it on your computer. And
yeah.
Am I imagining that?
No, I don't think I ever did it, but I always talked about it. But I should have done it.
It was either that, or you were going to get a tattoo on your forehead that said "save"
in a mirror.
Yeah, we tried to get on the job of like either you, Ryan, or me, remind Paul to save at the end, and then I write it. So I wasn't much help.
Very true. So yes, back up your files.
For me, I'd say the life lesson is, that it's important to be vulnerable and to, not hold back in that area. Or, yes, vulnerability and honesty are the most important things in life. So that I've learned. So, I remember in 2017, I decided to really, I feel like it's a big task for someone to be like, let me just like, when I feel something, be honest with whoever whatever I'm feeling towards everyone close to me. Because I realized that if I did that, I'd be able to work out situations a lot easier in my life. And I feel like I know that all of my relationships have gotten better, that I've just been like honest and vulnerable with people. And that has changed so much for me. Like my life, I feel like it's like night and day when I made that clear decision in my mind, not to lie to please people, or, sometimes how people, try to change who they are a little bit just to make someone else feel comfortable. I've been doing that a lot. And also take that into music and be as vulnerable as possible and honest there as well, because I feel like that's what people connect to when they hear a song, is when it feels like there's something vulnerable being shared and there's like a truth in there. So yeah, just that those two things will take you far in your art and in your personal relationships if you can do both of those things.
Came up with the phrase for that. It's the truth will set you free.
It's yes.
like
Okay, I could have said it so much easier. But it is. It's so true. Honestly, I can't even keep up with if I do makeup in the past, I feel like I'd make up a lot of white lies. Those are the small ones that I think to make people happy, right? I couldn't keep up with them because I do have like ADHD and things. So I would get myself into so many like arguments over things that were so dumb that I was just like, I'm just gonna be as honest as possible. My life got cleaner. The stuff I feel like I'd write got more, emotional. Everything got better.
Like the more lies you tell, the digger the hole you dig just keep getting. So
it's not worth it.
Not worth it. Just be true to yourself. And we can connect to that vulnerability.
Yeah.
And last one. This is the last photo. Okay. Do you remember this?
Oh wow.
No.
Like, great.
Yeah, I think so. I think that was our very first tour we did up the coast.
Man.
Or it might be at the bootleg.
What am I playing there? I can't even tell.
I think you're playing
I think you're playing the keys. I think.
I had like one outfit I would wear every single time: that backwards hat and the Adidas shoes, and those black pants. So it's one of the bootleg shows, but I'm sure I wore that same exact outfit to like 5 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Just my last question is, how much do you feel have changed as individuals and as a band from this photo?
Oh my goodness. I feel like, so as individuals, that's been a long time, but I feel like we've just grown, like we've just continued to grow, and as a band, understand each other better, communicate with each other better, learn, what each other needs in order to feel comfortable, creative, respected. I just feel like our relationship has grown. We've learned a lot about each other. We've grown closer. We've been through so many different tough trials and different things together through the touring and all the changes since then. But grown closer and matured nicely. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I agree.
Couldn't have said it better.
Life's a journey, right? And in that journey, you experience stuff, and you hope to grow from those experiences. And I think that's what we've hopefully done. Yeah,
I feel lucky because I don't personally know many bands that have been together for 12 years now. I don't know any. I don't think, but from what I hear, it's not. It's not usually growing and coming closer. It's like more coming apart or something. So I feel really grateful and lucky to be in, this band with these guys, and us continue to just keep growing and learning about each other and trying to reach different places together. I'm proud of us.
Paul?
Yeah, everything they said. I do think it's funny that Michelle talks about being more truthful, and I think I'm actually the opposite, because I think I'm so honest sometimes that it gets me in trouble. so I've learned to kind of not always say what's on my mind, because it could be a little, not everybody needs to hear what I'm thinking all the time, I guess.
Well, that's a lesson.
Take it slow, maybe with some thoughts, and then we approach them differently.
Just hold my tongue every now and then to keep the peace.
Well, whatever everyone's been doing, I feel like is nice.
Well, guys, thank you very much for this conversation. And is there anything you want to say to your Mexican fans before we go?
We're coming.
Yeah, we're coming for you. Come out to the show. So excited. We can't wait.